Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Devontae, aka Vont, coming to you live once again from the Red Room. Now, child, I said I wasn't gonna talk about this, but it is all over my timeline. Everybody is going crazy over this Kirk Franklin drama, and we're gonna talk about it. So, before we get into this daily dose of tea, I need you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that way you are up to date on everything that's going on here at Imperial TV. Without further ado, let's get into this video. Now, I hope y'all got y'all teacups ready because this is a hot mess, and this is a perfect example as to why I say everything don't have to go on social media. But hey, they put it out there, so we're gonna talk about it. So, if you're not up to speed on everything that is going on, apparently Kirk Franklin and his son have had a very rough relationship for the past couple of years, whereas the son says about 15 years. They've apparently been at each other's throats, and the relationship just, has not been good. And this is Kirk Franklin's oldest son. So Kirk Franklin's son decided to put the family business out on social media in a post. I'm not gonna post the video because it's all over social media. I mean, you can go to Instagram because that's where I found it at. Type in the search bar hashtag Kirk Franklin and it will pop up because it is everywhere. But in the video, apparently they were having a family discussion or having a regular phone call. I'm not sure what was going on, but they were having a discussion on the phone. Things were said and it got very heated enough to the point to make Kirk Franklin use profanity. Now, me personally, ish happens. So I can't think of any child that can tell you they haven't had an incident, where there's been a heated exchange between them and their parents, and their parents might have used a few choice words, either, cursing at them or cursing them out. I'm just saying, I ain't never known no family to not have it happen. Now, from what I've seen, it's kind of mixed reviews. Some people are against him cursing at his son, and some people, they like, it's no big deal compared to, what they've heard from their parents. Now, the people who are against it are the church folks. And when I say church folks, I don't mean Christians. Because, see, I'm a Christian. And I always tell people you have church folks and you have Christians. Two completely different things. Christians, are the ones who strive to be, in my opinion, Christ-like. They follow, Christ's teachings, and, they're going out every day doing the best they can to be Christ-like. Church folks, on the other hand, are the ones, they up in the church every time the doors open, whether it's Bible study, whether it's revival, whether it's family and friends day, whether it's pastor anniversary. They always up in the church because they feel like sitting up in that church is going to buy their way into heaven, and it is not. It is not. But they the ones that sitting up in church ain't listening to nothing the pastor saying. They judging everybody and their mom and their children and sisters and brothers and cousins on everything that they got going on in their life, like they own mess don't stink. But that's what I call church people. That's what I call church folk. You got Christians and you got church folk. So apparently the church folk is upset because, oh my God, Kirk Franklin cursed. Kirk Franklin used profanity. Oh my God, the world is coming to an end. First of all, Kirk Franklin is a human man. He has been a very successful gospel artist, gospel pioneer, whatever accolade you want to give him, or what, not accolade, but whatever name you want to give him, he's been a very prominent figure in contemporary gospel music in the Black community. And he's done a lot of things, for the church as well. But I feel like what is going on with Kirk Franklin is the issue that goes on with a lot of gospel artists. I feel like people have a tendency to put these people on godly pedestals. And it kind of seems like they are not allowed to be human anymore. They're not allowed to do anything wrong. They're not allowed to slip up. They're not allowed to have mess ups. And I don't agree with that, simply because of the fact we're all human. We're not God. So I'm not understanding why people are expecting people to be God. And I'm not understanding why people choose to burn people at the stake over little small and minor mishaps. Now, could he have used, more clean language? Yes, he could have. But you ain't finna sit up here and tell me that in the heat of the moment, when you are pissed, that you just are the perfect person that can just calm yourself down like that. And now you're calm, you're serene, I'm going to speak to you in a nice calm tone, and everything is just going to be all hunky-dory. You're not finna sell me that. And if you try to sell it, I ain't buying it. But no, you're not about to sit up here and tell me that you've done everything perfectly, and that in the heat of a argument you haven't said some choice words, or have said some things that you maybe possibly even regret. But I say all that to say this. The bottom line is Kirk Franklin is a human man who sometimes messes up. Okay, he cursed, but we don't know what was said in the beginning before he got to that point of cursing at his son and, calling him out his name and all this and the third. We don't know what was said beforehand because the video only picks up right when he starts cursing. So what was said beforehand, we don't know. I'm not saying that just the son was in the wrong. I'm not saying just Kirk Franklin was in the wrong, but I don't think people should be so quick to judge because, for one, this is somebody's family business, and we don't know backstories. But a lot of times we can be very quick to judge people on what is, presented. Now, we would not have an opinion had the son not posted the video, and this is why I say some stuff is not meant to be on social media. Some stuff you got to just leave private, cause but like I said, I'm not judging. Everybody's family got issues. My family got issues. Do we post on social media? No. But no family is perfect. Every family has issues. Now, I don't know exactly what their story is, because the son is saying that this has been going on for like 15 years, and that, from what the son is saying, I'm going to read an excerpt because I have it here on my tablet. But basically the son is saying like the family has treated him or outcasted him for about 15 years now, and that the relationship is not good, and he's not welcome and all that kind of stuff. I'm not, if that is the case, that is a very unfortunate situation to be in, and I couldn't imagine what it's like to feel ostracized from your family to that degree. So, I'm not sure, because like at this point, everything is simply, allegations. Now Kirk Franklin issued an apology, and he better than me because I wouldn't apologize for nothing. This is my family. Don't come trying to judge me when you don't know what's going on. You don't know the backstory. You don't know how we got to this point. And in Kirk's apology, he did say, that they, had a very toxic relationship for quite some time now. So, both of them have said that. Now, what has not been said is what caused the toxicity in their relationship. Like I said, both of them have admitted that the relationship has been toxic and been bad for quite some time, but nobody's saying what caused the rift, which honestly is not our business because that's their family business and they have to work that out. But the son put it out there, so like I said, we're gonna talk about it. Now I have the excerpt here on my tablet. I'm gonna pull it up. And I have some issues with this. And I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna discuss it after I read it as to like what my issue is, because it threw me for a minute. Okay, now this was posted after Kirk gave his public apology. As I said, I would not have given one because this is my family business. But he gave a public apology, apologizing to the fans and, stuff like that. And saying this post the son made was in response to the apology. So it says, I'm finally out of a 14-year deep hole of chaos and confusion. This the last picture I was allowed to take with my family. 2006. If my freedom, my light sparks your interest internally, think about the areas in your life could you handle things differently. Imagine being taken all across the world from 3rd grade to high school, then never again. If a couple of pages out of my reality made you feel some type of way, just remember that your children will grow up and gravitate towards you, or if provoked for too long. Not sure what he was trying to say there. We can love you enough to leave you alone. If my dad continues to self-sabotage our progress as a family and ignores me for another 14 years and doesn't accept me, I'll still be fine. I am breaking the generational curse right now. 14 years, not one dinner, not one cozy Sunday night together, not invited over for Christmas or any holiday. I am sick of threatening words, constantly behind closed doors. I have earned the space to speak how I please about my childhood. None of you have walked in my shoes. I'm going to stay focused and keep busy with my clients and my creativity. I will grow from these experiences. Please do not crucify my father. I am not here to bash him across the board. I didn't even cuss in the recording. Why do people assume I did something to deserve verbal abuse? I just said what he said back to me. My father has been speaking very mean and manipulatively to me for 15 years now. My voice will be heard. I forgive him for the past pain. I am learning every day on my own this thing called life. Send positive vibes. It's difficult to focus on my work under these conditions, yet and still I'm going to stay focused. My head is up. Hashtag Swank Media. Now, I'm not here to bash anybody's story, anybody's standpoint, because at the end of the day, his story is his story. The only hang up I have, and probably because I don't have the full details and the truth of everything, because you always have their side, the other person's side, and the truth. Since I don't have the truth in the middle, I have hang-ups with that post. For one, because, well, the first thing I have a hang-up with is the fact that he stated he's not trying to bash his father. So what was the point of posting? That's my first question. What was the point of posting that on social media? Because we're not gonna sit up and act like your dad is not Kirk Franklin, one of the biggest names in contemporary gospel music. So if you were not meaning to bash your father, what was the purpose of posting the video where he was ranting and cursing at you and calling you out your name? That's the biggest hang up I got, because I'm just like, you were trying to bash Dad because you knew if his fans and people heard that conversation and heard what he was saying, it would leave a negative taste in some people's mouth. So I'm not really buying the whole I'm not here to bash him. That's the first thing. The second thing is in the apology, and if Kirk is telling the truth, in the apology, his son is in his 30s. I can't remember exactly how old he said he will be this year, but you in your 30s, sir. Now I understand everybody processes and handles things differently, but if this is an issue you've been dealing with for the past 14 years, I said 14 in that post. If this is an issue you've been dealing with for the past 14 years, why not just distance yourself? Like, if your relationship with your dad is that bad, and you are at an age to where you really don't have to deal with him. I mean, trust me, I get, everybody, wants to feel that love from their mother and that love from their father. But if you are this old at this point, am I missing something? I'm not making light of the situation, but I'm really trying to understand, like, if you are 30-something years old, I'm not understanding why you ain't doing your own thing anyway. Because I don't foresee myself dealing with that. Me and my mama can get into it about simple stuff, and I just like, you know what? I can't deal with this right now. I'll let you when we when we more on the same mindset. But if the relationship has been this bad for 14 years, and you're now in your 30s, and you saying, you have a business and stuff like that, that may be something you need to just let go. If it's that bad and it's causing you that much grief in your life, I understand. Because like I said, all this stuff is alleged. Nothing has been proven to be true. All this stuff is alleged. But if the situation is that bad, I just feel like being at the age you're at, you don't have to deal with it if you don't want to. It gotta be some other stuff in there, because it gotta be some stuff that's not being, of course there's stuff in there that's not being said, but I just really don't foresee somebody that grown. At 30, you grown. Somebody that grown putting up with mistreatment like that, because you don't have to. At this point, okay, if you have if you have a business or have projects, things that you're working on, I'm really not understanding what's going on and why you still putting up with that. I'll be out. Peace. No. You want to sit here and do me wrong? I got to go. I don't care who you are. Mama, daddy, sister, brother, grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle, significant other, partner, whatever term you want to call them these days. I'm not putting up with it. I'm not finna sit here and be mistreated. I care about myself way too much to sit up here and be mistreated by somebody that call themselves, say they love me. Nope, not gonna do it. I'ma be out. So after I read that, that's when stuff started just to get kind of hazy to me, because I'm just not understanding why, if you're in your 30s, why is this still something you dealing with and putting up with? Because you don't have to. But like I said, I don't know the full backstory. I don't know all the people's business, but like I said, it was put out there. So I just had to get in here and put my people on game and just have a little discussion about it. I'm not here to judge nobody. Their story is their story. Their family business is their family business. And I think people need to respect that. Even though I just sat up here and talked about it. But I think people need to stop putting so much pressure on these gospel artists to be perfect. Yes, I understand, they're supposed to uphold a certain standard, but they're still human and they're still gonna fall short. Y'all fall short all the time, but y'all business just ain't broadcasted. He'd been real on the broadcast because of how famous he is, and I don't care what nobody says. I'm sticking by that because I'm not buying that. I'm not here to bash my daddy. But what you call it? Cause you, what you call it? What we supposed to do? We can't go there and beat up Kirk. So what we supposed to do? I'm just saying. So I think you were trying to bash your daddy, but I mean, I said it is what it is. I do pray the family has healing. You know, some family dynamics are just like that. It is what it is. But I do pray healing for the family. I do hope they can get through this. And really for the son, like I said, if his allegations are true that he's been going through this for so long, if you are in your 30s at this point, sir, as your dad stated in his apology, I really pray for your healing and for your own closure so that you can move on with your life and that you can break that generational curse as you stated in the excerpt. Because if you say generational curse, are you alleging that your dad had this kind of relationship with your grandfather? What are you saying, sir? So yeah, only thing I can say, like I said, I pray for healing and that you can move on and have a different relationship with your kids. I don't think I can say, because you have to find your own closure. I tell people this all the time. Closure is not a right. It is a privilege. It's not a right. It's a privilege. Because people are not just ready to come up here and amend your broken heart after they've done you wrong. Most people, if they really are as evil as, we say they are, or as, we make them out to be, most people, they ain't gonna run around here after they done broke your heart or did you wrong, finna come back and ease your mind so you can sleep good at night. No, they going on because they fine. They going on to the next victim to do the same thing to them and then move on to the next person. So you have to find it within yourself to make peace with what has happened to you. Take that L, not as a loss, but as a lesson, and move on with your life. Take it from somebody that has been there and that has come to that philosophy. Not because somebody told me that, but that's where I grew to understand as I became a young man in this world. Ain't nobody finna sit up here and put you back together again. You got to put your own self back together and move on with your life, because they already done gone on with theirs, and you still sitting back here crying about some mess that happened 10, 15 years ago. Move on. Move on. Now, I can't tell you, how to do that. You have to figure that out on your own. But you got to move on. You can't stay stuck there. When it comes to me and my friends, I tell all my friends, look, I'm going to let you have your moment. Cry it out. Get it out. But after that, it's time to get up and it's time to move on with our life and figure out what our game plan is, what our next course of action is. That's what I'm all about. Have your moment, cry, get it out. Man, woman, I don't care. Cry, get it out, your system, deal with that emotion, and purge it. And once you have dealt with that and learned that lesson and purged it out of your life and out of your system, you have a clearer mindset and you can move better. That's just what I've learned. But I'm gonna get on up out of here. My tea's starting to get cold, but live your best life for you. Because you can't live it for nobody else but yourself. Live your best life for you. And I'm over and out. Bye.